Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Morning Live. It's Tuesday, October 22nd. Here's what we're working on. Today marks 10 years since the death of Corporal Nathan Cirillo.
Hamilton Police, they provide an update on the frequent shootings around the city so far this year.
And a new documentary about a catfishing scheme targeting pop group Tegan and Sarah will be released. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. And good morning, Tim.
Hey,
Good
Emily.
morning, Brian. Another beautiful day yesterday. Thank you, Brian. We thank you personally for that one.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. Everybody I'm talking to during the day are going, yay, let's keep this up.
Well, because we know this is it.
Yes, exactly. We know that we're not going to get many more days like this.
Last hurrah.
Yeah, the slide is going to start, and it's going to start a little bit tomorrow, and then by the latter part of the week, it's going to get a lot cooler. So yesterday, we did set a record. Yes, by 0.1 of a degree.
There we go.
The old record was 24.3. We got to 24.4 yesterday. So
Wow.
we'll take it. Today will be close. Today we're looking at 24 degrees. The old record for today is 25. So we'll be close. We'll see what happens. But again, lovely sunshine for the day today. Just like yesterday. I mean, it took a while for the sky to clear yesterday, but today, beautiful sun, 24 degrees, humidex of 26 today. Tomorrow, it looks like we could get a shower, and that's with the cold front coming through, and that's going to drop our temperatures later in the week. We'll talk about that coming up. How about a traffic check this morning? 403 Waterdown Road. You've got nothing to see as usual this time of the morning, moving nicely all the way around Hamilton. We're doing okay. Just a few MTO traffic cameras. I'll show you Millen Road, Stony Creek. So on this camera, Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us. Now Toronto-bound away from us at the base of the Skyway Bridge. So all that's doing fine. Toronto-bound towards us here at Bronte Road. Everything's moving nicely. So no collisions. Still some lingering construction, but they're going to be breaking that up pretty soon. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up right now. The news.
Thanks, Brian. Today marks 10 years since the death of Corporal Nathan Cirillo, and ceremonies will be taking place in his honor of his memory. Simone Gavras joins us live from the Armory in downtown Hamilton with more. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Emily. Well, it's definitely a very somber day as community members here in Hamilton and Ottawa and across Canada are mourning this 10-year anniversary of the tragic death of Corporal Nathan Cirillo after he was killed on October 22nd, 2014. The 24-year-old was a member of the Argyle and Sutherland Highlanders here in Hamilton. He was shot while standing guard on ceremonial sentry duty at the Canadian National War Memorial in Ottawa. Now, the attack at the nation's capital was considered a serious security breach and sparked questions about overall security at Parliament Hill. The lone gunman stormed Parliament Hill's center block, exchanged shots with police officers and parliamentary security personnel, and was eventually killed by gunfire. Thousands of people filled the streets here in Hamilton following Cirillo's death. Now in Ottawa, a plaque honoring Cirillo sits at the National War Memorial. In years past, tributes poured in for the soldier on this day to remember his memory and his service. We're going to be following those updates for you today throughout the morning. Now, a memorial service is going to be taking place later this afternoon around 3:30 in Ottawa, and we're going to be bringing you those updates tonight at 6 p.m. on the news. But for now, I'll send things back over to you, Tim.
All right, thanks, Simone. Let's stay in Hamilton because police held a major update on the state of multiple shooting investigations yesterday, which detectives described as a vicious cycle of brutality, often involving the same suspects. Police said there have been 54 shootings so far this year in Hamilton, up from the previous record of 51 back in 2020. So since January, Hamilton police have seized 323 guns. Investigators say 89% of those weapons have come from the U.S. Hamilton police added that they keep seeing the same people coming back time and time again, committing more crimes in the city.
As a police organization, we continue to be frustrated by the repeat offenders that we are dealing with in relation to most of these offenses.
And since January, Hamilton's police shooting response team has laid 196 charges in relation to the shootings this year.
The Muslim Advisory Council of Canada says it's looking into an incident at a Fortino's in Burlington. The council says a Muslim woman was harassed at the grocery store by another customer and that it's in contact with all parties involved, including Halton Police. CHCH News also reached out to police but have not heard back yet. The council writes in a post online, Islamophobia has no place in our community. If you see it, stop it.
Halton Police are investigating a jewelry robbery involving an elderly man in Burlington. So this happened at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. The victim parked at the Navy Club on Industrial Street when two suspects in a vehicle approached him. One suspect snatched a gold ring off his finger and pulled a chain from his neck during a brief struggle. The thieves then handed him two fake gold pieces before fleeing. Police say the victim was not injured, but they are concerned there may be more victims. They are currently working to accurately identify the suspects.
MPPs returned to Queen's Park following an extended summer break yesterday. At the top of the agenda for the Ford government, new legislation involving bike lanes. Transportation Minister Praveen Sikaria introduced his Reducing Gridlock bill aimed at getting roads and highways built. It would create a faster environmental assessment process for some major highway construction, twin the Garden City Skyway in St. Catherine, and put the brakes in some bike lanes, even if it means overruling municipalities. The opposition said bike lanes are just a sideshow for the premier.
Municipalities don't need this government meddling in their business, and that's what he wants. He's not able to actually handle and fix the big things, the big issues, and he's hoping that he can distract people with this stuff. But the truth is that people's lives have gotten worse under his government.
Also in the legislature, the opposition focused on the RCMP investigation into the Greenbelt affair. There wasn't a lot of talk yesterday about speculation of an early election or plans for tunnels under the 401. Ontario's health agency in charge of home care says it's doing everything it can to stabilize the delivery of critical medical items. The supply issue comes after doctors reported some patients have been unable to get sedatives and others are going to hospital because supplies have run out. Ontario Health at Home, it's the newly formed provincial agency tasked with better coordinating home care, says it has new supply contracts as of late last month. The Ontario Medical Association called the switch a disaster and says physicians are not a part of transitioning planning to new suppliers. Researchers at McMaster University found that bacteriophages, viruses that eat bacteria, can form flower-like shapes about 0.2 of a millimeter wide. According to the new study, this new structure is 100 times more effective at finding bacteria than unlinked phages. Lead researcher Lei Tian used high-pressure carbon dioxide to create these shapes. The accidental discovery could improve how infections are detected and treated. The flower-like phages may target harmful bacteria more efficiently. The findings are detailed in the Journal of Advanced Functional Materials.
All right, let's get into Sportsline. If you were looking for the Leafs game last night on TV and couldn't find it, that's because it wasn't on TV. Amazon Prime, that is, has dipped their toes into the NHL, and they're going to be showing games up here every Monday night, and will feature a Canadian team. And last night, it was the Leafs hosting Tampa.
The pass by Stolarz. Nylander. Marner with a shot. Swallowed up. They score!
Yeah, this one all Toronto, as Austin Matthews, after not scoring in the first 3 games of the season, now has scored in the past 3. Jumping on a loose puck under the bolts, Andrei Vasilevsky put the Leafs up in the second, and then they stepped on the gas from there as Willie Nylander would score his second of the night a bit later. All part of 3 goals in the middle frame to chase Vasilevsky from the net after allowing 4 goals on 14 shots, all part of a 5-2 win. Toronto rebounds from a loss on Saturday to the Rangers to get back into the win column. And besides the offense doing their thing, it's been the play of their new goalie, Anthony Stolarz, who was outstanding once again and made this goal line stop in the second that had fans on their feet. We'll show this to you again. One of his 32 saves and 3rd win of the season. He has been a wonderful addition. Look at it right there. Yeah, you got it. Beautiful. Don't think he's going to be getting the start tonight as they are in Columbus. We might see the season debut of Joseph Wall in the Leafs net.
Here's a home run shot for Bateman.
To one of two Monday nighters in the NFL, Lamar Jackson was doing it with his legs, but also in the air in Tampa against the Bucs. He would toss 5 touchdown passes, including that 49-yard toss and catch to Rashad Bateman. Derrick Henry, he was the other story. He's a bad man when he gets the football. Run for 169 yards, including that 81 right there. Leads the league in rushing yards as the Ravens move to 5-2. 41-31 win. Tampa lost more than the game. Their top 2 receivers left with significant injuries in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Cardinals in LA territory. Murray on the move. Look out in space. Kyler Murray. It's a sprint down the sidelines, and they won't catch him.
Yeah, the other Monday nighter also had a stand-up performance by the Cardinals QB Kyler Murray, who turned on the Jets and romped for this 44-yard touchdown to put Arizona up early in the 4th, and then Murray would orchestrate a final drive to allow Chad Ryland kick a game-winning 32-yard field goal. Arizona, they beat the LA Chargers 17-15 to move to 3-4 in the year, while the Chargers dropped to 3-3. Okay, back closer to home. Big news for Canada's first domestic women's professional soccer league on Monday, as it has its first player. Jade Kovacevic, who hails from Acton, became the first player to sign with the Northern Super League as a member of the AFC Toronto, one of 6 teams that are going to start to play in the spring. Kovacevic is a former Canadian Youth International and League One Ontario's all-time leading scorer, posting over 170 goals. She's played for a number of clubs growing up, from Georgetown, Oakville, and the nearby Flamborough Flames. So NSL rosters, they're going to consist of 25 players with a maximum of 7 internationals. League minimum salary will be $50,000 with no maximum salary for designated players.
12 minutes after 6 o'clock, and it is what, the 22nd of October already? I know it doesn't feel much like October, but we'll take it for as long as it lasts. Let's look at traffic first of all. 403 Waterdown Road starting to slow down just a little bit coming out of Hamilton toward Brand Street, but you know it's rolling, and that's a good thing right now. To our MTO traffic cameras starting in St. Catharines, QEW 405, Fort Erie bound, well actually Toronto bound lanes coming towards us on that camera. Here's Millen Road, Stony Creek, same thing, looks good. The 403 junction, no problems heading to Brand Street. QEW east of Royal Windsor Drive, that's the Ford plant. Pretty well, doing fine in both directions. Nothing at the 427 Gardner QEW combination. All doing fine this morning. Keep in mind the Queen Street access still closed upbound, and that goes for another 5 weeks. Okay, to our temperature. Temperature has just dipped a little bit. It's normal as we head towards sunrise, which isn't until 7:43 this morning, so a long way to sun yet, but we will see it. So 9 degrees right now. It is mostly clear. Light winds this morning. High humidity, though. There's been a little bit of light fog in the area. Today for school, 24 degrees again, like we got to yesterday. Humidex at 26. Again, another light southwesterly breeze and that sunshine. Ridge of high pressure right across southern Ontario, giving us another gorgeous day. Now, the frontal boundary to the west is going to bring us some showers, possible early tomorrow morning. It's only about a 30% chance. And then that ridge of high, the next one comes in, and that's going to clear up the skies as we get toward the end of the week, but cooler. Look at the temperatures today. 22, 23, 24, even 25 degrees for Guelph and for Kitchener. Oh, way above seasonal. Tonight stays mild, 16 and 17 for Niagara, 16 and 14. Some areas could get a shower like Kitchener and Guelph throughout the overnight as the system comes in from the west. And then tomorrow, sun-cloud mix, chance of a shower in the afternoon. Temperatures a little bit cooler, 21, 22, and 23 degrees. So stepping out the door this morning, 22nd of October, the sky is mainly clear at the moment. 9 degrees, that's mild to start a morning this time of year. That's a look at your forecast. We'll check long range coming up. Emily, Tim.
Thanks so much, Brian. All right, we'll check back in again soon with Brian, but right after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily V with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat.
Also got some business news, and check your store-bought waffles this morning. You toast them because we have an important recall to tell you about.
And welcome back. Let's say good morning to our friend Emily V. Hey, Emily, how's it going?
Hi, good morning. Coming up in Chit Chat, we're going to be talking about Tegan and Sarah and how they were catfished catfished. There's a new documentary coming out about them. Speaking of documentaries, Bruce Springsteen on the road. He promised to throw a big party, and a big party he is doing. And we're also going to be discussing Shakira. Get your hips ready.
Oh,
Okay.
all
They don't
right.
lie.
The hips are ready.
She's getting into some big shows.
The boss was supposed to be at TIFF, wasn't he?
He was at TIFF, but he, he ran to the line real fast.
Didn't
He,
really talk to
didn't really
anybody.
talk to- So I saw him. I saw the boss. Did not talk to the boss.
We'll talk about the boss, and we'll be shaking our hips over the couch coming up in a little bit. We'll see you then.
I'll be there.
Shake on out of here. Let's get into some business news right now.
Canadian dollar is up 4 basis points, trading at 72.32 cents US. Gold gained over $10. It's at $27.49 an ounce. And crude is down 21 cents, trading at $70.35 a barrel. In midday European trading, markets are down in London and up in Frankfurt, down in Paris.
Up to Asia we go, where markets were down in Tokyo but up in Hong Kong and Shanghai. Closer to home, North American markets on Monday started the trading week. Not so good. Almost triple-digit losses for the TSX. Dow Jones, some big losses there, down 344. NASDAQ had some gains. Let's see how they rebound when markets open on this Tuesday, October the 22nd.
Double check those frozen waffles before you pop them into the toaster this morning. Some frozen waffle products are being recalled because they could be contaminated with listeria. The Canadian portion of the recall covers some waffles sold under the brands including Compliments, Great Value, No Name, Selection, and Western Family. Illinois-based Treehouse Foods says the issue was found through routine testing at its manufacturing facility in Brantford, Ontario. No illnesses have been reported so far, but the Canadian Food Inspection Agency says there may be more recalls coming.
Okay, the Competition Bureau is asking grocery retailers and real estate businesses for information about restrictive real estate clauses in the Canadian grocery industry. So those clauses, known as property controls, they limit what type of store can open at a location after a grocer leaves. So the request is all part of an investigation launched earlier this year into Canadian grocers. The Bureau is looking for cases where property controls have blocked domestic or international grocers from opening or even restricted the operations of food retailers. It's also reviewing pros and cons of these controls for retailers and landlords.
A new real estate study from real estate brokerage company found on average people need to earn more than $33 an hour to afford an apartment. That's almost double Ontario's minimum wage. According to Zoocasa, the recommended amount of income you should be spending on rent is 32%. The study looked at minimum wage rates across Canada. In Hamilton, Zoocasa says the required hourly wage to rent a 2-bedroom home is just over $40 an hour. The Hamilton Roundtable for Poverty Reduction said the government needs to do more to help the most vulnerable in our community.
Far too many people are trying to cobble together multiple part-time jobs, just trying to make ends meet. And they're falling further and further behind. It has to stop.
According to the Roundtable, Hamilton's living wage will be recalculated next month.
Okay, rumor has it we got one more nice day before things start cooling down a little bit tomorrow into the rest of the week, but we'll let Brian Wood tell you that story when he comes back right after this.
Good morning, time 6:23 on this Tuesday morning, 22nd of October. Looking at traffic, I'm not seeing any problems around the Horseshoe at the moment. Just volume starting to build. QEW 406 usually pretty light. That's the way it is this morning. 403 Junction looks fine. Base of the Skyway Bridge is just a little bit slow. It was slower a few minutes ago last time I checked it, but now it seems to be okay. Brodie Road looks good. Cooksville Creek, not a lot. And the 403 going through Mississauga. That's the Glen Aaron Drive camera. Nothing to see there either, so that's good. Temperature at the moment in Hamilton, we just dipped from double digits. We're now sitting at 9 degrees, so we're the cool spot around. 12 for Toronto, 14 Grimsby, 15 into Mississauga. So a seasonal overnight low where we figure we should be starting a day is 3. So yeah, we're pretty mild. 12 for a daytime high. Records for today, 25 degrees back in 1979. So we're looking at 24 for today, so we'll be close. Sun doesn't come up till 7:43, and it will come up today. Another beautiful day. We should be sunny and 14 for the first bell, 23 for after school coming home. Lovely sunshine again today. So there's that 24-degree high with the humidex of 26. Tonight dipping to 14. We'll start to see some cloud cover rolling in from the west toward morning, and then tomorrow a mix of sun and cloud, chance of a shower in the afternoon, and then 21. Oh, but look at the overnight lows, 3 degrees. It's back to reality. Sunny and 13, 15 Friday, 10 degrees for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday fairly cloudy, but then back to school and back to more normal temperatures as well. That's your forecast. Emily, Tim.
Thanks, Brian. You going to say this?
You scream, I scream. We all scream for Chapman's ice cream.
Okay, pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. The iconic Ontario ice cream manufacturer has been recognized for having some of the best ice cream in the world. In a stiff competition, their salty caramel crunch
That sounds good.
ice cream came in first at the International Ice Cream Consortium Conference.
This year's Conference of Industry Leaders was held in Florence, Italy, and hosted over 100 delegates from 13 different countries. Members got to vote for the top product according to the specific criteria, including overall taste, creaminess, and visual appearance. Chapman's Super Premium Plus Salty Caramel Crunch ice cream has been on the market since 2023.
So at this year's conference, Chapman's was also awarded 2 other awards. They received a silver in the best ice cream category for the cherry cheesecake luxury ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah. And bronze in the most innovative ice cream category for their famed cold brew coffee flavor.
That's got to be my favorite.
That one there?
Oh, yeah. I'm a
Over
big...
the salty caramel one?
Ooh, both are very good, but I love coffee ice cream. I know.
Okay. We should say that Chapman's, you know where Chapman's ice cream is?
I actually don't know.
It's in a small town in Grey Highlands County, home of one Brent Bishop. You're from Grey Highlands, I think, Brent? Were you born in Markdale, Brent? I think he was. Yeah, he was born in Markdale.
Yeah.
But it's a small little town.
Okay.
It's like, this town runs around Chapman's. I drove by it. It's actually kind of close to where I grew up. So,
amazing.
Yeah, so good on them.
Favorite flavor?
Oh, I would kind of go boring, like just chocolate. Yeah.
It's kind of lame.
My mom's watching right now. You know what her favorite was? Orange pineapple. You ever heard of that flavor?
No.
I don't know if they make it anymore because she was the only one that bought it.
Chapman's, bring it back.
There you go. All right. Lots going on this Tuesday morning. Another beautiful day. Brian has that for you coming right up after this.
Need some soft serve now.